Good morning, everybody. It's Tabby Cat. How are you? Well, today we're going to discuss timeline and different changes in it. We're going to start with the very first interview that Candace and Dawn did with the news about Summer's disappearance. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I do want to show you what I'm talking about. So this one here, she left a lot of stuff out. A lot of stuff. So take a listen. Okay, here we go.
A lot. I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing. I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay. And I walked her all the way over to the porch. And I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer. I'll be back. And within 2 minutes, I came back. And I asked the boys where their sister was. And they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. I don't go on walks around here or runs because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. Well, whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound.
So that was one interview she did. But you failed to tell them everything. You failed to mention that you took Grandma to the ER for her knee. You failed to tell them that you picked up H. You failed to tell them that you came home and got Summer. Yeah. Then you failed to tell them that you dropped off a prescription with your mother and H in the car at Walgreens. You failed to tell them that you went to the hippie house. You went to other places. You got twisted iced teas. If it's my understanding correctly, didn't Grandma not drink? I mean, because seriously, why would you drink something that has alcohol in it if you're on medication? Think about it. So anyway, then she did another interview. This time with Chris McDonough, who I absolutely love to watch. He is a former police officer. He's a very smart man. Um, People tend to not agree with him, but his tactics and the way that he does things is for a reason. And he's a very smart man. I'm going to play the interview, the audio that he did, and I might break in between a little bit. And then I'm going to play what Doug said to her because that was top notch right there in my book. I want you to listen. Now, you heard the first interview. Listen to the second one. Because the stuff that she put into the second one, she did not say in the first one. And saying, whoever has my daughter, I want them to return her unharmed. Well, okay, that was your first step, but you haven't done that since in 2 years. Not one time have you turned around and searched for your daughter. Stop the lying. Driving around in a car is not searching for your child. Getting out of a car, putting sneakers on your feet and hiking boots, walking with a group of people in the fields and up in the mountains and in the streams and in the hollers and in the woods during the day is searching. You did not do that. You have not done that. And don't say you've hung up flyers either, because I would really like to see a video of that personally, because I don't believe you. So here we go with Chris McDonough's interview that he did with Candace at Warrior Park. Oh, I am using this with the fair use law, which I will pin at the bottom of my video when I'm done.
Woman made this shirt for me. I'm not sure exactly what her name is.
And tell me the significance of this shirt. Why is it so important?
Because my daughter loved Paw Patrol.
Okay. Yeah, she did Paw Patrol. What else? Princesses.
Ponies, and she loved Frozen. Then she started with they're little animals, but I'm not sure what they are. And they got big eyeballs. I can't remember what the name of them are. I got a couple on my window.
Are they like little, they got like the big eyes, that kind of thing?
Yeah, they got the big eyes.
Yeah.
And she likes bracelets and jewelry, and she's just a round girl.
Yeah, yeah. So let's take me back to that day when y'all were.
Sorry, it's buffering.
We're here swimming.
Okay.
Okay. You okay with that? Okay. So let's walk me down. Is this where you parked
Yeah, this is where I park. I park here all the time.
all the time? And now, do you come here a lot?
I used to come here a lot. Yeah.
And do you bring the kids here?
I'd bring the kids here all the time, and they'd either fish or swim,
Okay.
whichever.
Right.
It's there's nobody down here hardly,
Right.
so it's away from. I don't like to have the kids around a bunch of other kids because of all the sickness and stuff that's been going around,
Yeah.
different kids and stuff like that.
Yep.
So this was more secluded, private kind of thing, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes
I'm
sense.
more of a quiet kind of person. I don't like to be in a big crowd.
Yeah.
I tend to stick to myself and my family, and that's it.
Yeah. And when you guys got here, who was with you? There's a lot of rumors
my
about.
mother was with me,
Yep.
and my daughter,
Yep.
Summer, and Hunter was with us.
Okay.
That's a lie. She told Doug that she dropped off Grandma at the ER at 8:30 in the morning. She went and got H and came back and got Grandma. And her and Grandma and H went to Walgreens for the prescription. And then she came home. So she left Summer home. That is a lie. Grandma never went to that pond. Because if you listen to the interview Grandma gave, it sounded like she couldn't keep to that script too good. Because she claimed she just got a shot in the knee, not a knee brace. So Grandma was home taking a nap. Grandma was not at that pond, like she told Mr. McDonough. You see where I'm getting at here? A lot of inconsistencies, a lot of playing around. Okay, a lot of playing around, a lot of games. And she thinks that, hey, I'm being sly. I can get away with this. No, people are going to start paying attention now. And of course, you got critters over there supporting her and saying, oh, well, people need to leave her alone and stop picking on her. People need to understand that, she's a mother of a missing child. And I said, well, you know what, critters? She might be a mother of a missing child. But in my view of it all, I think there's something a little fishy about it. Let me see if I can get it in here. So I'm going to put this here because I am using this with the fair use law, just so everybody knows, okay? So let's go back and listen.
Okay. Now, tell me about the dynamics of what everybody was doing. Who was doing what when you first got here? What happened?
I got out of the car first, and then I opened the back door because my mom's got a double door on her truck.
Right.
So I opened the back door and I let her and Hunter out.
Okay.
And Summer's first thing is to run to the water, of course.
Right.
And I was like, Summer, just wait, let me get my stuff and I'll walk over there with you. And she waited for me, and I don't know, Hunter went off into the woods somewhere. I don't know where he went.
Now, where was Summer sitting?
She was sitting in the middle seat.
Okay.
Hunter was sitting on the end.
Okay.
And my mom said, hold on a minute, so we waited for my mom to get out.
Okay.
And Hunter, he just done disappeared into the woods. I don't know where he went.
Okay. Okay.
And me and my mom and Summer walked over there, and we were just letting Summer play, and then Hunter eventually come back out of the woods wherever he was.
Okay.
And
So let's walk over there. Show me. And I'll just follow you, okay?
No.
So I'll follow you on which direction. And
everything's slow motion now.
I know. So which direction does Hunter go?
He went that way.
He went that way. Now, was he in a bathing suit?
No, I think he just had his shorts and his shirt on.
Okay. And Summer, was she in her bathing suit?
Yes.
And how did she get in her bathing suit? Or
I actually put her bathing suit on before we left home because it was really hot out that day.
okay.
So it was just something small and then not so hot.
Okay.
Because I know how she gets too hot.
Okay. And what was the temperature that day? Give me an idea.
Probably in the 80s. I don't wanna
So
say.
it's Tennessee warm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like it is now.
And are you an air conditioned person, or in your mom's truck was the
No.
AC on or
I
off?
don't like AC.
Okay. So what happened? Where do you guys go, and where's Summer going here?
We all walked down this path, me, my mom, and Summer.
All right. So all three of you together.
Yeah.
Now, how does Mom's knee handle this hill here?
Well, she uses her cane, so it's a little bit.
Sorry about the interruption, people. When phone rings, I have to answer it. Okay. Going down that little hill by to the pond, Grandma having a knee brace on. Grandma didn't have a knee brace. I've already debunked that. Grandma said she just got a shot. I don't believe that Grandma ever had a knee brace. Grandma didn't even wear a knee brace when she did the news report. Ooh. Yeah. Grandma didn't have a knee brace. I don't believe that at all. I think that's all a bunch of malarkey. I think that was conjured up either by Candace or a little help from her media manager, told her to say it, to kind of make it sound good. But I don't believe Grandma had a knee brace. Impossible. She could have gotten a cortisone shot in the knee to help the swelling go down, but I don't believe that she had a knee brace on. And I don't believe Grandma, as I said, I'm going with the thing that Grandma was not at that pond yet on the day they went. I believe she dropped Grandma off at home. Basically, what she said to Doug, I pieced it together, that she dropped Grandma off at home. Grandma stated she was taking a nap, and she took Hunter and Summer down to the pond. But Grandma wasn't even there. And Don Wells has told Doug that he didn't know that he said he never saw a knee brace on Grandma. So, who are you going to believe? But here we go.
Bit easier, and she'll hold on to my shoulder so
Okay.
she doesn't fall or nothing.
So you're kind of escorting her down here.
Yeah.
And is Summer ahead of you or behind
She's
you?
right here in front of me.
Okay. So walk me through that.
Oh, we're just walking down through here. I mean, usually, like I said, I was slow because of my mom's knee
Okay.
messed up.
Okay.
I was just standing here at the end, and then, well, the water's up a lot further than it usually is. Usually it's down. You can usually see all that wood sticking up out of the water. And she was just playing right here.
And what time do you get here about, if you remember?
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest with you. Time is... I don't keep track of time.
No, I understand.
I mean, I get up in the morning, I do my thing with the kids, and then we go to bed.
Okay.
I couldn't even tell you. I know I went to the hospital at 8 with my mom, dropped her off, and I was sitting there, and Hunter called me and asked me what I was doing. I said I was sitting at the hospital in the parking lot waiting on my mom to get done. And he said, well, why don't y'all come over? I said, well, as long as your mom says it's okay. And I guess he woke her up or said something to her, and he said, yeah, she said it's fine for a little bit, because I guess his grandma was coming over or something. She don't like her. But I don't like her either, so.
Here's why they don't like each other, that Jose bit. supposedly, allegedly, Jose was with Allie, then he was messing with Candace a little bit, I guess, and then there was a whole big fight between the two of them and they stopped talking. However, she told Doug that she went about 8:30ish to the hospital with Grandma. Grandma says, well, Candace said that Grandma wanted her to take her to the hospital and have her knee looked at, but Grandma has said that she was concerned, so she told Grandma, I'm taking you to the hospital, have your knee looked at. So then, supposedly about 8:30, she leaves with Grandma to the emergency room. Grandma's in there getting checked out. She's in the parking lot. Supposedly, H called. So she went and picked up H and then came back to the hospital to get Granny. And it was the three of them in the car. Summer wasn't in the car. She told that to Doug, and I'll play that for you.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, seems like you guys have had a falling out. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
And,
It was stupid part on Al, really honest.
what was it over?
Well, I don't know if it was her husband or Hunter's, I'm just going to say Hunter's daddy. Come out with all these guys and stuff, and we're supposed to move down here. And they couldn't find a place to stay or whatever. Well, I don't really remember what this guy's name was. I know he's a Mexican, I think. And she
That Jose guy?
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, she wanted him to stay.
Okay. Candace, how could you not remember the guy that was there? He stayed at your house till like October 2021 or something. Or 20. How could you not remember Jose? Oh my gosh. There's a picture of you all piling on top of him on your Facebook or on Allie's Facebook. Really? You don't remember it was some guy. You don't remember him. You're full of it.
And she was also staying at my house.
Okay.
So I said, well, if you're going to be with him, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. That's y'all's deal. And I don't know, they did whatever they did because I didn't really pay attention to them. I just hung out with the kids and my mom. And then one day he just goes, I like chicks with dicks. Mm-hmm. After.
I apologize now for the language that's being used. But again, I am playing the audio, so excuse me.
Him and her did whatever. And she got all pissed off and just said, told my mom, take me and my kids back to my place. I'm out of here. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know what really happened.
Okay.
She just went off the handle. And ever since that, I don't know, she's just been hateful towards me. And I don't know, I don't get it. Okay. I really wish I could understand it.
Okay.
And she stuck me with that guy. And then my husband got home. He's like, well, who's this guy, you know? And
she stuck me with that guy. You didn't kick him out because he was there. And Grandis drove him to North Carolina. Yes, when Don did come back from Utah, there was a little bit of a spat and everything. He wasn't happy about it. But she's like, he stuck me with him. No, if that's how you felt then you could have said to him, I want you to leave. You didn't chase him out of your home. So you can't sit there and say she stuck you with him, because my understanding is you had a little thing going on with him, and then whatever happened between him and Grandma, I don't know, but allegedly you had something going on with him, if it's true, and you could have said to him, please leave. You didn't say leave.
And I'm like, Allie left him here, abandoned him here. I was like, he ain't got no place to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then my mom took him after my husband and him got into a little squirrel. My mom took him, I believe it was to North Carolina to some chick's house. And then that was the end of him. I never heard from him again.
So your mom drove him up there?
Yeah, my mom did.
Okay.
And I never heard from the guy again.
What part of North Carolina, do you know?
I don't even know.
Okay. What kind of vehicle did he have, if any?
He didn't have no vehicle.
Okay. Your mom took him
My mom took him in her truck.
Got it. Straight up. Okay. Then, so you're down here, and all of a sudden now, Summer is doing what?
Summer's just playing in the water right here.
Okay.
I'm just standing right here. All the flowers that died that were there on that.
Oh, so there were a bunch of flowers
There
here?
was a bunch of flowers right here, yeah, on this little petal. I don't know what, I guess they've all died now, but.
Okay. And where's Grandma?
Mom's standing right here,
Okay.
and I'm over here close to the edge just because Summer's in the water, you
Sure,
know what I'm saying? That's
sure.
my thing.
Okay.
And she's just playing, you know, like a normal kid would play in the water. And then Hunter came from wherever he was and come down here and was standing here. I don't want to get all wet, but
Yeah.
he was like standing here and Summer was out a little bit further. They were pretty far apart from like me and your wife is.
Okay. Is that the TikTok video you took?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can see how far they were apart.
Yeah, I can see it, right.
And with him sitting there saying that she fell on a rock, there's no rock. Where do you see a rock?
Right. Yeah, the only rocks I saw were right over here
Yeah,
and
they're
then
not
up
even-
there.
Yeah, they're way over there, and I'm right here.
Okay. So this is where she is, though.
Yeah, this is where she is right here.
Okay. And how is she, what's her behavior?
She's jumping around, splashing, having a good
just
time,
Summer.
just like Summer would always do.
Okay.
I mean, that's how all my kids are.
Okay.
They just splash around and have a good time.
Does she go underwater at any time that you see?
Oh, she just dips her head in, but sticks it right back up. I mean, it was only up to here
So
at the time.
where did this idea of under the water,
I have no idea
where's
where
that
even come from.
Okay.
That just blew my mind when I heard that. I was like, she didn't even go into because when she was playing in the water, I was literally taking the TikTok video just to watch, you know, and I did different things because that's how TikTok is. You can do different things with them.
Right.
And I was just taking a TikTok video and he come up out of there somewhere and I was like just splashed around and then he threw up gang signs.
Do you know them?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
And then he started throwing up gang signs and I'm like, so I moved it back away from him.
Candace, I've seen pictures of you doing gang signs too. So, where did you learn them from? I've seen you do them. I've seen you do the crisscross fingers around your face and stuff like that, like the peace sign and all upside down. I've seen those pictures. So, yeah, H did do those finger signs, and so did you. I've seen them.
As quick as I could, and I was videoing them flowers and then back at Summer again real quick. And then he decided to get in the water right there, and he went like this with the water a couple times. I told him, please stop that. She don't like to be splashed.
Okay.
And so he quit and got out. And I said, come on, Summer, we got to go get Grandma's prescription. And we just got back in the truck and left.
Okay. So
Wait a minute. She told Chris McDonough that her grandma and Summer were at the pond, right? And H was with them. Now she's saying that she told Summer to get out of the water. We got to go get Grandma at the hospital. Does that make sense to anybody? You know, to me. Because she told Doug that after she went to the hospital at 8:30, she dropped Grandma off, waited in the parking lot. H called. She went over and got H, came back to the hospital, picked up Grandma from the ER, stopped at Walgreens, which I'm going to play that. Stopped at Walgreens and then went home to get Summer. Do you see what I'm talking about? This whole script is all over the place, and it's not really flying with me from the things that she said in the past, and leaves out a lot of stuff.
a lot has been said about the tea thing, right? And there's can over there and stuff. Now I asked Hunter.
When we come down
tell me
here,
the
this
story
whole
on
place
that.
was littered in trash.
Okay.
It was all trash down here. Like, them teas were all over through there, all through everywhere.
Okay.
There was flowers that my mom wanted to pick from here, and I said, Mom, you better not do that. It's a state park. You get in
Okay.
trouble for that if you get caught.
Okay.
I'm not getting caught for that.
Okay.
And I told her that, and so we just walked on back to the truck, but I don't know where that iced tea coming from. I know that I did buy an iced tea
Okay.
from the smoke shop in town, but I bought that iced tea for my mother.
Okay. Okay.
But I thought Grandma doesn't drink. And how could you buy it for your mother if your mother was still at the ER and you were planning on going to pick her up? That makes no sense there either, Candace.
And if she was here today, she would tell you that.
Right. Right.
And the vapes that I bought
Yep.
were nicotine vapes from the hippie house
Next door.
right next door.
Okay.
Well, no, they're kind of, one's further down by the mall. The smoke shop's further down by the mall where I got the iced tea. And the hippie house is just right over here before you crossed over the bridge.
Got it. Okay. So the smoke shop where you bought the
We went to the hospital
right,
and picked up my mom.
right.
And then we stopped at the smoke shop and I got mom that twisted tea that she wanted. And then I stopped at the hippie house and got me some smoked nicotine vapes, is what I got.
Okay. What
And-
flavor?
I think they were Skittles,
Okay.
because that's kind of like.
Wait, do they have like a different flavor?
They actually taste like Skittles.
Okay.
It's the only kind I'll buy.
Okay.
And then we left from there and we went straight down to Walgreens and went to the drive-thru. But after we were done at the hippie house, I think we bought 3 of them, I think, I believe. And I set them right there on the council, and he asked for one. I said, no, you can't have none.
Did he take one?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honest to God, I don't know.
Okay.
But then we went to the Walgreens and dropped off mom's prescription. I said, well, if we
That's a lie. That's a lie. You told Doug, but you got caught in the lie, that you took Grandma at 8:30 in the morning to the hospital. You waited you were waiting for Mom. H called you. You went and picked him up. Then you came back and got your mother from the ER. You stopped at Walgreens and then came home. And when he asked, you shouted out, "My mom was in the truck." Yeah, Mom and Hunter, H, and you. Summer was not in that truck. You just got caught again.
got to wait 30 minutes, why don't we just bring Summer down here and let her play for a little bit?
Okay.
And that's what we did.
Okay.
I mean, there was.
You again messed up. You said, "Summer, come out of the water. We got to go pick up Grandma." You are all over the page with this script. How does anybody believe anything you say? This is why the timeline is messed up.
There's nothing. I honestly didn't see him drink nothing down here. I don't know what he's talking about. I really don't.
All right. So it's your word against his, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay. On this scenario right
Yes.
here. Okay. So from here, where do you guys go?
Walgreens to pick up my mom's prescription.
Okay. Is that the Walgreens right down at the
Yeah,
edge
it's
here?
right straight across.
It's the
from-
one that I showed the other day that it's right down here?
Yeah, when we turned to come down here,
Yeah.
it's right there on the corner.
Okay. And you get Mom's prescription.
Yep.
Then what happens?
Then I told Mom, I said, why don't we get a Sonic?
Okay.
Because it's hot out.
Right.
So we drove in there, got a Sonic.
Right across the street.
Yep, right across the street.
Okay.
And then we left.
How come you didn't tell Doug about Sonic? Oops! Missed that one too.
From there, and I went up Moreland Drive because I had to pick up a few things. I was in the store for maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
No, somebody else did an interview with Priceless, and the person that was working that day said you were in there a little bit longer than 5 minutes.
Grabbed some milk and some cheese, and I don't remember what else I bought.
Okay. And that's
You had 2 boxes of stuff and 2 containers of milk.
the food lush.
No,
You remember the milk that Summer was leaning up against in the back of the car? Remember that? I do. We've seen the picture.
Or
Priceless.
Priceless. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then I was like, Hunter, you're not coming to the house. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're going back.
H did too go back to that house. You told that to Doug. Yeah. Remember? Yeah, right there on Miss Critter's page. You told that to Doug, and I saved that one. How do you not remember what you tell people? Again? You lied.
To your house.
Okay.
And I took him back to his house and dropped him off and left. And Summer was still awake when I left his house.
Okay. Okay.
And Allie did never walk to the truck and try to talk to me or
Okay.
I tried to get her to come over and talk to me, but she wouldn't.
Okay. Where does from here when you left here, okay, and you went to Sonic, like you mentioned, what flavors do you buy? Do you remember?
I think I got me and Mom a grape.
Is that your favorite?
Not my mom.
Is that your
Summer got a
favorite?
grape. That's my favorite. I don't remember what Mom got. She got it's like a cool water or something like that.
Okay.
And then Hunter, I think, wanted the blue one, I think.
Okay, is
I
that
don't
the
remember.
slushie?
Yeah,
Okay.
the slushies. I don't really.
Did you buy food?
Nope,
Just the slushies?
just the slushies.
Okay, then what happened?
And then we left from there, went to Priceless, and I wasn't even in there 5 minutes. Grabbed my milk, come right back out the door, and he was sitting there playing on TikTok like he always does.
Okay.
You left. Okay. You left a child in a hot car, like 85-degree weather, for more than 5 minutes. You know that a car within 20 minutes can get to 112 degrees in heat like that? You do know that, right? I hope you know that.
I mean, and then for him to sit there and say that he doesn't even make TikToks, I have on my phone personally, I can show you where he's made TikToks.
Okay.
Honest to God.
The wind spray. I hope you've given it to the officials, right?
No, actually, it's still on my phone. I haven't had a chance because I was going to talk to them Tuesday when I went back to town.
Okay,
'Cause I
got
got
it.
some business I got to take care of.
Got it. Roger that. So from there, you go back to Hunter's house.
I drop him off.
Explain the milk. The picture of
The milk, it was sitting right there beside Summer.
Okay.
Because when I handed it to Hunter in the car, he was on the outside.
Oh.
I said, Hunter,
If you look at that picture, and I have a copy of it, there's nobody sitting next to her in that car in the back seat. No, 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 no. There was nobody sitting next to her in the back seat of that car. I've seen the picture.
Hunter, put this on the other side of Summer and just set it over there.
Okay.
And she was wide awake sitting up.
Okay.
Like, she didn't go to sleep until after we left town.
Did she change clothes?
Yeah, I changed her clothes because when I have the windows down, it could be 100 degrees. I'll have all the windows on. Roll up the window, Mommy, I'm cold. And she not be cold, but I still do it.
Is that part of Summer's
That's just
personality?
Summer.
Tell me about Summer.
Tell you about
I want to know about Summer.
She's a happy little girl.
Okay.
She's the best little girl anybody could imagine. Just like
I gotta get a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, back. I got thirsty. Okay, back to what we were listening to.
well, I don't really want to say her name,
Yeah, don't say her name.
but you know, happy-go-lucky. Nothing ever brings her down hardly.
Today's a tough day for you, I can tell.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's been tough lately.
Tell me about that.
Every time I look around, I see her face.
Okay.
I don't know what else I can tell you.
Well, help me understand when you went home. Tell me about those dynamics that day. Take
On the
me
way
back to
home?
that day. Yeah, on the way home.
On the way home, well, we were just sitting there talking, me and Mom, about everything pretty much. Trees, flowers, rocks. Whatever Mom likes, you know, pretty much we talk about. And I was like, what's Summer doing? She's like, oh, she fell asleep.
I, again, in my opinion, I kind of am going with Grandma was not in that truck. I still believe, in my opinion, that the person that said no was not Grandma. I don't know if I'm swaying towards Allie or Leslie, but they weren't really friendly. But it wasn't Grandma. That wasn't her voice. Grandma's voice is a lot deeper.
I was like, oh, how's she sleeping? And when I look back, because I'm driving, and I look back like this, she had her arms up like this, like her daddy sleeps all the time.
Okay.
So I wanted to catch that moment.
Okay.
It was just, things I do.
Right.
And I was like, here, Mom, hurry up, take that picture. And then she accidentally hit the video record
Okay.
instead of the picture part.
Okay.
So like, did you catch it? She's like, F, no, I accidentally hit the video part.
That's what you get for handing Grandma the camera.
Yeah, well, I was driving though.
Okay.
And I was like, did she put her arm back down? She's like, yeah. I was like, dang. And then she got a picture of her, but by that time her arm was down. But her arm was up most of the time like this.
Right.
And we were like 2 minutes from the house when she took her arm down.
Yes, but you were seen on Line Hollow Road. Remember that now when she went missing or gone or whatever happened.
Okay.
And then when we got to the house, we unlocked the gate, went up, and I woke her up. She got up, I unbuckled her, she got out of the car.
I find it very hard to believe that that child jumped up.
We went and grabbed the boys from the house to
Yep.
come help us with the groceries.
Yep.
Because I always have them come help me do something.
And now, who was home when you got home?
My 3 sons.
Okay. And how old's your oldest?
He'll be 13 in September.
Okay. So was he babysitting?
Well, technically they weren't really, they were watching TV and sleeping at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, but wait a minute. Didn't you tell the interview they were watching movies? And another interview they were watching Minecraft. And another one they were playing games. And another one they were playing games to clean the house. Boy, do you have your story all over the place. This is why you complain. You got no room to complain. This is why people are wondering what the timeline was. And why would you leave 3 boys home in the 85-degree weather when it was just you and H and Summer going to the pond? Why didn't you bring the boys with you?
And I was just gonna run out for a second, and we never even planned. I didn't even plan for Hunter to even be with us that day at all.
Got it.
He just called and was like, "Want to come over for a second?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll come over for a second, but I gotta get right back to Mom." And that was all it was a quick second thing.
Got it.
And he's like, "Mom, can I go with them?" I'm like sitting there shaking my head like this, and I was like, "I don't care." So I'm just like, "Okay, whatever."
Okay.
You know, I didn't even think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? I always take them kids. Every time they call me and ask me, come get me, I always come get them because their mom don't do nothing with them.
Okay.
She just sits there.
That seems to be the difference between you and Allie. You guys have a difference in terms of what you say you do and what she says she does.
I'm getting the take that there was no love lost between her and Allie.
That's right.
Right.
There's always that. It seems to
There's
be a
always
conflict.
Conflict somewhere.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead. Finish your
But
thought.
I'm always taking the kids like it was, I want to say like 3-4 months ago. I went over to Allie's and I asked Allie if she wanted her and the kids wanted to go up to, I want to call it Ducktown because that's where we planned on going, was Ducktown. And she's like, "No, I'm going to sleep, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "All right." And Hunter's like, "Well, can I go?" And Allie's like, "Yeah, go ahead." So we took him up to Ducktown with us and stuff and brought him back, and everything was fine. I thought we were good friends, but I guess she's trying to get back at me for some reason. I don't know.
Those are reasons that,
They're beyond me.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
and you know what? That's not for me, right? Let's let the authorities figure
Right,
that
I'm
out.
not
You know what I
even
mean?
trying
You know what I
That's
mean?
why I didn't really want to do an interview, because I'm not trying to fight this,
Right.
or say something that I say. I'm not into all that game.
I'm here to help find your daughter.
I want to find Summer. I don't even care about anybody else's bullcrap. I want to find my daughter.
I do too.
Now, if you wanted to find your daughter, why didn't you put on those sneakers of yours, get out into them fields with people, get into them woods with people during the day, carry bear spray with you, get up into them hollers, get into those, up onto the loop road there by the tower. Driving around in a car is not searching for somebody, I'm sorry. Getting out and really digging into it and searching is looking for somebody. So your idea of searching and my idea of searching is 2 different ideas.
Okay,
That's all this matters to me.
I totally agree. I totally.
And people have offered to come and help search with you, and you flat out refuse to let them. So that's on you, not on them.
agree that I'm on that same page with you. All these people, I'm sure, are on the exact same page as well. I think you know that, right?
Yeah.
So walk me through when you got home.
Okay.
You unload the grocery. What exactly is going down there?
Well, I bring my kids out, and we all unload the groceries, but we all go in my house first because we sort out my mom's groceries from her groceries.
Okay.
We always do.
Yeah.
And we did that, and Mom walked back across, and me and Summer were putting groceries away, and watching TV off and on, and just chilling with the boys, hanging out, and then we decided to do some laundry, because laundry.
Make sure you threw in that. We decided to do some laundry into that mix, huh?
My kids, they got 80 pairs of pants, 80 pairs, each one of them.
Okay.
So, doing laundry at my house is like
A job.
I find that very hard to believe because I've seen pictures with those kids in filthy, disgusting clothes and them being dirty as well. So I find this all not believable.
Right.
It's a job.
Right. Do you have a bulldozer?
But then I could be wrong. So if I am, I will admit it. But I just feel like doing laundry is a little bit unbelievable.
No. Sometimes I wish I did.
Okay.
No, that's just joking.
Got it. That's okay.
But
You're doing laundry.
doing laundry and stuff, and kids are all sitting there watching TV, chilling. And I stepped down, and I noticed Mom was sitting on the step.
Oops! Another one. Let's go, people. I noticed Mom sitting on the step. How could Mom be sitting on the step if supposedly she had a knee immobilizer brace on? But then Grandma said she only got a cortisone shot in the knee. But still, you would be a little bit tender. You wouldn't want to sit down on a step with your knees bent. You would want to, rest them. Candace, you ain't too good at this, are you?
And her step is like literally from here to that tree, from my doorstep.
Okay.
I can literally walk over and be right there.
Okay.
And she's like looking around. I was like, "What's your problem?" She's like, "We got to get these plants transplanted into bigger pots."
Okay.
You mean the cactus that look like they were already planted?
And she's
Now
like,
you're sitting on the front porch, or where you all?
No, I'm
where
not
you-
sitting. I'm
Are you in the
standing.
house?
No. She's sitting on our camper step right there. And,
Okay.
And the flowers are here on both sides.
Okay.
And I'm just standing there. We're just talking. And she's like, "We got to get these transplanted." And I was like, "All right, well." She goes, "Well, we know the boys ain't going to help because they don't like to do flowers."
Yeah. Well, boy does, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, "But I know someone that will." So I ran back in the house and I grabbed Summer. She was sitting in the kitchen playing with her little, what are them? Little short guys with the big eyeballs.
Okay.
And I was like, "Summer, you want to plant flowers? Me and Grandma plant
Is that the
rocks?"
LOL things? Are they?
No, they're not.
like
She didn't
them?
really like LOLs.
Okay.
She didn't care for those. No, I don't know what they're called. They're all kinds of different characters, like
Okay.
different animals, but they got big eyes.
Okay.
She liked them, so I bought them for her. And she was sitting there, I was like, "Summer, you want to do some flower planting and stuff?" She jumped up
You mean cactus, not flowers, cactus.
faster than anybody I've seen jump up. She's like, "Pretty flowers?" I was like, "Yeah."
Don't think a 5-year-old child would jump up to plant cactus, do you people? I don't.
Let's go over to Grandma's and plant flowers. Transplant is what we did. And so we did that, and I don't know, it took us a while. Probably 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, I don't know. We're not real fast people. We don't,
Okay. Your Tennessee time.
yeah,
Just
pretty
sitting
much.
on a porch,
Chill.
yeah,
Yeah.
drinking some sweet tea and just
I don't drink tea, but
okay, but chatting it around.
yeah, just chatting pretty much. Me and Mom drink Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Me and Mom drink Mountain Dew. So why did you buy Twisted Teas? Because Grandma obviously don't drink. I don't think. I think that was said that she doesn't drink. So why would you buy a couple of Twisted Teas if you drink Mountain Dew?
That's what we did. We drank Mountain Dew. And the summer we got done, we washed our hands real quick, went in Grandma's house, and
You washed your hands real quick. And what? I thought that Grandma didn't have any running water and you didn't really have any running water. So where would you wash your hands? A hose maybe outside somewhere, or a bucket of water from the rain? I don't know. Well, none of my business. But allegedly, that's what she said. They washed their hands.
She asks Grandma for a piece of candy. She always does.
Okay.
And of course, Grandma gives it to her.
Sure.
And she wanted a piece of candy, so Grandma gave it to her. We were sitting there for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes maybe at the most. And she goes, Mom, I want to go back to the house with my brothers. I was like, all right. So I got up and I walked her back across to where I could literally see her walking to my doorstep.
Okay.
And she
Front door, back door?
No, it's, well, I don't know if you want to call it the front door or back door because I don't really consist which way.
Which door is it? Yeah. In some of the pictures I see, there's a door around the bottom and the back.
Not the basement door. I call it the kitchen door, is what I call it.
Okay.
And she walked in there, and there's a scaffolding that we have for steps. The yellow and black scaffolding we have for steps.
Okay.
And I put my hand on the scaffolding. I said, boys, watch Summer. I'll be right back. And I had to go over and help Mom. She was still sitting over there. And I had to go and get her knee brace and fix it for her because it was twisted and crap.
Okay.
It took me like 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. I don't know.
In my opinion, I don't believe Grandma really had a knee brace because she claims she got a shot.
Okay.
I'm not a time person. Never have been.
Okay.
And next thing I know, I said, Mom, I'm going back over with the kids, chill and hang out, whatever. And I freaking asked her brothers, well, where'd your sister go? She was just right here with you. But she wanted to go play with her toys downstairs, Mom. I said, I think none of them, because that's where our room is, that's where her toys are.
Okay.
And after about a second, I didn't hear nothing down there. I was like, you sure she went downstairs? They're like, yeah, Mom, she went downstairs.
Okay.
You didn't tell the news this. You told the news that someone went in the house and she wanted to play with her toys. And you're like, okay, yeah. Kind of changed that story again.
And my boys do not lie to me. So I went around because my stairs, my husband calls it a bar, but it's not really a bar. I call it a mess. We built it over the staircase. I guess you could call it a bar, but it's not really a bar because we don't drink that much. So, but it was like where we put our TV stand and stuff like that. And I walked around because that's where the steps are hidden up underneath there. And I said, Summer. And she didn't answer me. I said, Summer, are you down there? And she didn't answer me. So I ran down the stairs pretty much. I was freaking out. I was like, what?
You didn't run down those steps. Those steps could have broke your neck. We've all seen them.
Why is she not answering me? And I looked, I just went, I blew up. I went everywhere looking for her. So I couldn't find her nowhere.
Okay. And then what happened?
She was just gone.
Okay.
She was just gone into nowhere. And I started tracing the property, going everywhere I could. I sent my boys down through we live on the hill, so it was down down by the creek. Okay. I sent them all down through there looking and everything. I said, still didn't find her? And they said no. So I ran over and I freaked out. I called Donnie because that's what I do automatically. I freak out,
You called Don.
I called Donnie. I said, I cannot find Summer. Come home now. He's like, call the cops. So I threw my phone down on the back of his pickup, ran over to my mom, picked up her phone because it's the only one that gets out there is AT&T.
Okay.
So I picked up her phone, I dialed on one. I said, I cannot find my daughter.
You're leaving out some things there, ma'am. You're leaving the story of that your neighbor was down at the bottom of the driveway, which has already been debunked by her. You said stuff about, you left out that you jumped in your car and drove around twice looking for her, including at 3:45 when you were seen on Light Hollow Road. Ugh, this is falling apart around you.
And they sent people out, and I wasn't just going to stand there and wait for them to send people out.
Right.
I jumped in my mom's truck, and I went down the driveway as fast as I could. I went everywhere I could possibly think, every road.
Including Light Hollow Road at 3:45.
Way. I didn't see no cars, I didn't see nobody at all. And I was like flipping out. I was a hot mess, so you call it.
Okay.
It makes no sense. The only thing that can come to my mind is that somebody snuck up there in that yard.
There is no way somebody snuck up in your yard. Why? Because where your back door was, Grandma's windows could see, if she was sitting on the step and you were fixing her little knee brace, you could see right down there, and if you heard a noise, if a child screamed or something, which there was no scream, the dogs would bark and alert you. You would hear crackling noises through the trees as somebody was coming up through the dog run thing there, that little thing behind Grandma's trailer. You would hear the crackling of rocks, people, driving on it and stuff like that. You would hear footprints. You would hear sounds that make you alert to turn your head and look to see if something's going on. So there was no abduction on that property whatsoever. The police have already stated that there was no signs of it. So y'all need to quit with that theory. Okay? Stop. Because that's not what happened, Candace, and you know what happened. So where is Summer? What happened to her? What happened that day at the pond?
It took my baby girl.
What are the odds of that
What are the odds of that?
from your perspective?
It happens all the time, all the way around the world.
I'm not questioning that it happens. I'm just asking you from your perspective, in your property, living up there as long as you have, Candace, right? What are the odds that that happened? Take a guess.
50-50.
Okay. What would be the 50% that it didn't happen? What are the other possibilities?
I have no idea.
Okay. Could she have walked away and fallen?
Knowing my daughter?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay. What's in your heart today in terms of what gives you hope and what do you hold on to? I mean, you've been around the block a couple of weekends, okay? I mean, so have I.
Okay. I'm going to end that part there because I want to go to see if I can find what I'm looking for in that one. Oh, here it is. Yeah. The begging queen. Okay. Now we're going to go. Let's see. She still has it here. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. I'll be right there.
Never met me. He don't know what I'm like.
Right, right. Mods, get ready because the trolls are. Be mean in here, and mean on the YouTube streets and say those horrific things. Doug has never met Candace. He's never talked to her. He don't know what kind of person
No, he
she is.
doesn't know me.
Yeah. If someone wants
But
to,
Jinky knows who I am.
she does though. Jay Lee, she comes up on my channel all the time. That's another misconception that she doesn't come up here. She's come up here and cried over Summer before.
We spoke about 3 or 4 times actually.
he took up for his wife and he held his own. Okay, here's Doug.
Now I'm going to play Critters Live with Doug on it. Now, Candace, you did too talk to him before when he offered to send you and Don to Malibu for rehab. He even offered to pay for it. Y'all did talk to him. I heard that live. So quit playing like you don't know him. But here's what she said. Very interesting, might I add.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just we're going to let you talk to Candace because you said you've talked to her before. But please, I do ask you to be respectful to her, okay? Because she's
Sure,
very sensitive.
I'm always respectful. I wanted to thank you for having me up, first of all.
Oh, you're welcome.
Candace, I have talked to you, and I was driving and I was voice texting at the same time. But I can tell you that we have spoke. My dog can confirm it. Let me open my camera up so you can see me. All right, so we have spoke. I actually offered you guys in Malibu. It was 200. I'm sorry, 200. Like I'd say almost $80,000 worth of rehab for you and Don. It was also including an advocate to help you with your kids in the courts while you guys were getting rehab and getting help with what they asked you to. So we had spoke, and it was right before. It was right when you had those ladies. They were going to pay the $5,000 to get your teeth fixed, and you were in a lot of pain. And we spoke about 3 or 4 times actually. You, me, and Don.
Candace. Candace, are you there? Hang on. She has a bad connection.
It's okay.
Candace. Because she wanted you to come up and talk to her.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
See, I'm going to jump down and I'm going to give her a call.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she'll be back. She has bad service where she's at. So she
goes in and out all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
We're used to it.
Right. But she really is a nice person, Don. Sorry, Doug. I'm sorry. If you got to know her, there she is. She's come back up. There you are,
Hello?
Candace. There you
Hello.
are.
Oh,
Can
boy,
y'all
yes.
hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Doug, I'm sorry if I don't remember that all.
Uh-huh.
I just sit here and pray for Summer and my baby.
We all want to find Summer, and all of us are passionate, whether the people in chat, whether people get along, people bump heads because we all want to find Summer that bad, or find answers at least.
Hey, I do too.
And there's just questions that that a lot of us have, Candace, and when you said there's kind of stipulations when I can come up here and ask you kind of certain questions, like don't ask stupid questions. I just don't feel anything stupid to find Summer. I'm not trying to mock or
It
manipulate.
depends on what you're asking.
Okay, so why don't you lay down some ground rules, and then that way I don't have to possibly cross the line. Is there anything that I should know ahead of time? Like, because I would like to ask a few questions, but I don't want to overwhelm you.
Okay, so if you want to know, I sit back and
guys, I had a show already. I was already having a show tonight, right now. So I'm on for you guys right now, and then I'll go over and do my show. But I'm
okay.
on,
So
I'm on at the same time. That's all.
I'm gonna make this quick for you. I sit back here and I wonder about the what if. What if I done this? What if I come in here with her? What if I not went out and took care of my mom's knee brace and I was in with kids and all that?
Can I ask you what kind of knee brace did your mom wear? Was it like a ace bandage? Was it what kind of knee brace was it?
One of the doctor prescribed her.
Okay, so when you had to put it on, was it how did you have to put it on or help her put it on? Was
I
it
had to go
jeans?
up over top of her ankle and her foot and put it up on her knee.
Was it over like pair of pants or was it under? Do you remember?
On top.
On top. Okay. And that morning, was it her that asked you to go, or did you take her to go?
No, she asked me to take her to.
Okay, she asked you. And what time do you guys think you left around that morning? Do you know?
No, you told somebody else. Well, actually, somebody else, Grandma, told the news that you were worried about her knee, so you made her go to the ER.
We left here about 8:30.
8 or 8:30.
You told Mr. McDonough that you went at 8 a.m.
Okay. So you guys obviously didn't get to the ER at 8 o'clock like everyone's stating, right?
No, but if you want to know the whole thing, I will meet you in person, and then we can talk.
I'm in California. We can even talk about this off air. I have no problem doing this stuff off air and keeping it off air. I'm just trying to figure out the 2 to 6 hour timeline that everyone says that is missing. So if there's things that we could do, obviously there's just little questions that I can ask, and it helps us try to redirect that. Yeah, Sharon, we talked about it. I'm live already. I was already live on my channel. I have a show to do after this, but I wanted to come on and be respectful. So I was already live when I came over here. So I apologize.
Well, I really don't appreciate the part that where you would tell Donnie you were really respectful, and then he hung up really disrespectful.
When was this?
Just a few days ago.
Oh, when he came on the show, because he had lied to me, Candace.
Well, I don't know nothing about that.
Right? No. He had lied to me, and I said, "Listen, I make a deal with you, Don. As long as you don't lie to me, then we'll have this relationship where I won't poke, I won't do any of that. It's just keep it about Summer. But the only way that I could get Don's attention sometime is to poke, and I don't do it intentional to try to hurt people's feelings.
Well, I don't lie to anybody.
Okay.
You don't lie to anybody. Not in your metabolism. You don't have that in your metabolism to lie. I beg to differ.
I have no reason to lie.
What time did you guys get home that day from the swim hole?
3:30, 4 o'clock, maybe 5.
And when you guys went to the Walgreens in the morning with your mom and Hunter, did you guys go back to your house right after that?
After I dropped Hunter off, we come right back home.
No.
Left out Sonic, left out Priceless, left out Hippie House, left out going to buy Twisted Tea.
I'm talking the morning time. So you pick him up so you're at the hospital. So you go pick him up, and then you go pick up your mom. So you have Hunter and your mom, and then you go to the Walgreens to drop off the prescription, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you and Hunter go and drop off the prescription. And then so you guys go back to your
But
house
my
after.
mom was with me.
Yeah, your mom is with you, right? Right. Your mom and Hunter, right? So you guys go back to your house after that?
Oh, sorry, I got knocked off again.
That's okay. And so do you go home after you and Hunter and your mom? I guess she got.
She'll be back. She'll be back. It happens a lot with her.
Yeah, she has bad reception.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. And thank you, Doug, for being respectful when,
No, of
but
course,
that,
of course.
that's kind of, yeah, that is how, that's a good way to build a relationship.
I'm not here trying to not be disrespectful. I just want to get answers. Again, I'm not here to make enemies, but a lot of people either want to make me an enemy or not. It's just one of those things.
It's just that her feelings was hurt when, like, there was how vicious the chat can get. And they're in there saying such horrific things about her. That's not true. Since I've talked to her, Doug, I have seen so many lies that people have made up. So many lies. And it's just not fair. And she was actually in your chat. I don't think you've seen it, but she was
they were going so fast that night, and people had told me after, you know what I mean? So
yeah, she was trying to defend herself in chat.
Right.
So.
Right. And I didn't know that was even her in chat. Nobody told me until after that Candace was in chat, or I just didn't see it. I was more focused on talking with Dawn. I mean, she was welcome to come up at the same time. She's never wanted to come on at the same time. And every time that either he comes on or she gets to talk to me, either people call or they get disconnected. It's just seems like I just have the bad luck.
Well, every time that she does come forward and tell her story, it gets twisted. And that's one of the reasons why she don't want to come on and talk about a lot of things, is because people take it and twist it. Just like when she said that people are saying that she was going to go on vacation. We were kidding about that. We were literally kidding. Right. We was not, she can't go on vacation right now. She financially.
I hadn't even heard that until you guys had stayed. I was listening to your show on the way home from my kids' baseball practice, and I heard her on and just listening to you guys. And I was on my way home already to come live on my channel. And you guys are welcome to come over anytime, and I'll throw up your guys' links over here too as well. Again, no disrespect in being live at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it wasn't you that started the rumor. It was another Click channel that started the rumor. That I don't know who started the rumor. They're saying it's Chris M. about Robin Lane taking her money and fixing the house up. That's
let's
not
just be obvious here. Like, what parent who's missing a child really in this stage still goes on vacation? I mean, honestly, if people can use their own heads and be like that, that's BS. Come on.
No, I'm talking about they're saying Robin Lane took her money, her retirement, to fix up Don and Candace's house when that's not true at all.
Why would she do that?
Huh?
That's why, just because she loves summer
Yeah.
doesn't mean that everyone's just gonna
Yeah,
milk their retirements and take against my mic, and it was tickling. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it again later too, because it really did feel kind of good. Not gonna lie.
You're cracking me up.
It happens. Is
Oh.
Candace coming back or?
No, she's not. She's upset. She said she just got too upset and that
Oh, I hope I didn't upset her. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. She said, but like she said before, if you ever are in the area and you want to talk person to person with her, she will sit down with you and talk to you. And she's talked to other people about the timeline as well, not just And she's told me the same thing, Doug. So
Right.
she just
told me something major though that's really big in the timeline, and I don't know if you guys caught it, but maybe you guys should just go back and listen to what we talked about just now.
I don't know, but like she has a hard time with people like who don't like to be she's got a bad heart right now too, and she just don't want to get upset.
No, I get it. I wouldn't have even asked any questions. You guys asked me to come up, and as long as I was respectful,
Well, yeah, you are.
All I did was what I was told. Don't
No, I
don't
understand.
shoot the messenger.
No,
Right? I'm
no.
just kidding.
No,
she
I'm
just
saying
means in
Doug,
general,
or-
not
oh,
just
I
you.
can't, no, I'm sorry, Doug.
Yes.
The thing is that she's told us that too. Like, she was like, if you ever meet with me in person, I will tell you. She has told other creators, but she don't want it all over YouTube because people.
Yeah, my thing is this: I'm not looking to fly to Tennessee, and I'm not looking to find any more friends. That's just what's not happening here. I'm not trying to get close to them like that. I'm just trying to help find Summer. That's all. And I'm not
Right.
trying to be rude at all to say that. I mean, there's so many other cases and things that I want to do every day as well, but
know.
it's just I'm not trying to become like her friend, like, what I'm saying, like hang out and this, or get to know the Candace and what she likes to do and all that. That's and unfortunately that's kind of sounding rude, but that's just not my purpose. It's just
Hey,
not.
Doug,
I'm just being
Can
honest.
I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay. So both the parents have been questioned by TBI, FBI, and Hawkins County. If
Okay.
they cannot find where Summer is, do you think that any of the questions that you ask is better than what the FBI, TBI, and Hawkins County can do?
I'm just asking the questions that they probably asked that you guys aren't asking.
Well, it's not us. We're not law
Or
enforcement.
anybody. Nobody wants to ask the hard questions or get the answers of where the timeline
I'm sure
is.
the
I mean-
law enforcement has asked the hard questions, don't you
Oh,
think?
don't get me wrong. This is going to be a circumstantial case. Let's just be honest. This is going to be circumstantial, and somebody's going to jail without a body. That's pretty much what I
Right there.
figured.
I'm sorry if you feel it. I'm
I never
trying
told
not
them to
come
answer my
off being-
questions. They contacted me. You guys asked me to come up here and ask the questions. That's what I'm doing.
not trying. No, Doug, I'm not trying to be mean, or I'm just trying to just have a conversation and
Mhm.
just ask you, and just
I
say,
understand where you're coming from, though, Doug. I mean, the thing is, as I know that we all love Summer. We're all
Right.
want Summer found, and we all want to know what in the world happened to this baby. But what if somebody did come up there and take her?
exactly.
I mean,
I'll answer this to Lynn too. Lynn, no, I didn't. And I talked to Don about that. I have a recording of it all on my channel if you guys want. But Lynn, big time, stop that stuff. I didn't get Don pulled over. He got him pulled over, right?
Mhm.
Don got Don pulled over. Doug didn't get Don pulled over, and Doug didn't call the cops on anybody. Believe me, I don't have time for
No.
that kind of stuff. Number one.
Doug didn't-
Number two, that's not what I'm here for.
No,
I don't want Don to get in
no.
trouble for anything more than he's done.
Yeah, Doug, I know you didn't call the police on
Never.
no.
well,
Thank
and the thing is that I feel like Candace opened her house up to Chris McDonough. She told the story to Chris McDonough, and look what happened. She was ripped apart. Like everything about that interview was ripped apart. I mean, she didn't have to do that. If you think about it, if she was so guilty, why would she have done that interview in the first place? You know what I mean?
Do murderers go to church?
Some of them do.
Mhm.
They absolutely do.
Same thing.
But she's not been named as a prime suspect. And I understand where you're coming from, but
Oh, the
like,
parents are prime suspects for sure. Right? They're the first people they look at, aren't they?
sometimes. But
It's usually
look at all these
typically-
other cases. Look at Athena. Athena's stepmom, we were ready to throw her under the bus. And if they wouldn't have found out that the UPS man took her,
FedEx guy.
FedEx guy, then we would still be blaming her. You know, in some cases it is true. Look at Quentin Simon's mom, you know? And I understand where you're coming from. And
Yeah, this is the decade, or this is probably the year or the past 2 years of the worst parents in the world. The pandemic wasn't the COVID; it's damn parents killing their kids. That's
There
the
is a-
pandemic right now. It seems like all parents are killing their kids right now. Look what's going on in courts. All this stuff.
Right. And just like what me and Candace was talking about earlier about the little girl, she was 3 years old. Her father FaceTimed her mother and murdered her in front of her own mother. This just happened a few days ago. And like, we talk about stuff like that. Like, no way I would have, he will never even would have made it to court. It's stuff like that, she says to us that, and I even tried to defend Billy Joe to Candace, and she said, no, I feel like Billy Joe is just as guilty as Leilani because she should have never left Leilani alone with the baby. I mean, I know there's
Yeah, but I just see that's mixing cases when you especially when you're talking to parents about their own kid. If you start mixing other parents' cases and the parents are actually guilty, it's kind of weird, right? Like when you're trying to explain to her about a case and it turns out every time that the parent killed their kid or had something to do with it. It's kind of weird.
You really think Candace and Don would intentionally hurt their baby girl?
No, I never said that. Never said that.
What do you think
at all.
happened, Doug?
I think it was an accident cover-up. I think it was an accidental death, and I think it was a cover-up because it had to be covered up because of certain reasons. And I'm not here to try to, persuade anybody here or anything like that. I'm just telling you I have my opinions of what could have happened, and I think it's an accident cover-up. And that's all. I just think that Candace, if in fact her and Hunter were under the influence, I mean, if something were to happen to Summer, they couldn't go to the doctors because if they find out a 15-year-old's under the influence of alcohol and drugs, and so is the person that's with him, that's an adult, there's a problem there.
Okay, but so if you think that Summer died on that hill, why didn't they pick up the cadaver dogs? Never picked up on the hill, nor in
Well,
any
let's just start here. Why don't I just clue you in on what I asked her at the beginning of this, and the one question I got out of her about the hospital is probably the biggest one, because I said that I told her that so you